4 weeks ago, I couldn't even run a mile. 4 weeks later, how far can I run now? Am I any closer to running my goal of 7 ultra marathons in 7 days to raise awareness for baby loss support? Please stay tuned and let's have a look, see what progress I've made in the first 4 weeks. So, 4 weeks into this journey, where am I now? Week 1, couldn't really even run a mile, to be honest. And I just want to go through what progress I've made for anybody wanting to start running, be that for a charity cause or charitable cause, or just wanting to get fit. Is it possible to make some good progress in the first month? Or is it a long old slog? And will you ever feel like a runner? 4 weeks in, do I feel like a runner? Probably a bit of a fat one, but a little bit more. So I just want to go through everything what I've learned in the first 4 weeks. The do's, the don'ts, the injuries or the ability to escape injury in one case for myself. And I'm back in my little, I don't know if I should start calling this a speaking corner. It's just where I seem to be recording all my videos at the minute. Firstly, I just want to go through what sort of training split I've been following, how many days a week have I been training, what do them days look like. So I run 3 times a week and I train strength in a traditional sort of gym weightlifting environment 2 times a week. So Monday is always running, so that's always effort. So that could be 800 meter sprints or 1200 meter sprints for X amount of time. Tuesday is always full body strength training in the gym. Wednesdays are always a tempo run, so that's a get some kilometers under my belt at a slightly higher heart rate than the long runs that I do. Then Thursday is always a rest day, Friday is always full body strength, and Saturday, the weekend, is always my long run. I say long run, a lot of people on here will not think my current long runs are very long, but they're for time, and no doubt over time I will get quicker as well. Let's have a quick look back at week 1. I will put some week 1 clips on the screen now. Week 1 was horrendous. It was so tough and almost put me off doing all of this, but it also reminded me that I've been through a lot worse and I need to remain mentally tough to get through this, and I managed to get through that first week. I had to run a mile as quickly as I could, which wasn't very quick at all, but I nearly didn't even get to the end of that mile. Just horrendously hard. And that's when the reality of the challenge completely set in, to be honest. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, know if I was ever going to be able to comfortably run a mile, to be honest. But cracked on, and actually 4 weeks later I can, which is good. One of the biggest issues I had at the start was learning about pacing, because when you start running, and when I started running, I just didn't know whether to go slow, too fast, what was medium pace. And week 1 showed that. But as soon as I started learning about pacing and being a heavier runner, maybe running a bit slower, but for a longer period of time, I actually got quicker that way. And it was really hard to keep my heart rate under control that first week, but managed to do it. And that led us on to week 2. Week 2 of training actually got off to the worst start possible. That was, if you click somewhere around here, or I'll overlay it on the video, you'll see I've got put a video where my watch completely messed up on my first Monday run, and that caused me horrendous amounts of pain. One thing people say when starting a new exercise or a new sport or whatever is don't do too much at the start. And on that Monday run, I ended up running 8 kilometers, which was way, way, way too much for myself at the time. I remember being about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock that night. I was walking up the stairs and my left leg just kept giving way. I had back pain, I had knee pain, and it was just not a nice, just not a nice session, that. Which consequently on the Wednesday made me feel extremely, in that my Wednesday being my tempo run, made me feel my legs feel extremely heavy for that second run of the week, but managed to pull it back for the Saturday on my long run. That was the longest I ever ran in my life. You'll start to see progress each Saturday run now, and that Saturday was on week 2 is when I ran 7k, which I was absolutely shocked. And that's 7k uninjured. I don't really count that Monday one, and I was shocked. And that's the first time I started to think, you know what, actually maybe I can do this, and I started to feel a bit like a runner. An overweight runner, but nonetheless my legs were moving quicker than walking, so that counts me as a runner, right? And that's the first time I ever started to think, you know what, I think I can do this. So week 3 is when I actually started to enjoy running. The first 2 sessions of the week were the efforts and the tempo sessions, and to be honest, They were really strong. I think there were 800 metre sprints. I had to do 4 of them on the Monday, and then about 45-minute run on the Wednesday. And I think both runs, Monday's run was 6k or just over, and so was Wednesday's. And that's when I thought, you know what? 3 weeks ago I couldn't even run a mile, but actually putting my all into it, just starting to enjoy it, started to open even more doors for me. And this is when I started to really, really notice the benefit of using it to clear my head. And it really started to hit home that I think I can do this. I'm a long way away. I'm still now a huge long way away. But I think I can do this. And I think with the mindset I have, and as I've said on this channel before, I'm never going to go through anything as hard, and nothing's ever going to be as hard as what we've already been through. So that started to click a little bit more. And week 3 and week 4 we'll go on to a second were one of the most important weeks for me, exercise-wise, in my life, to be honest. Because, you know, as I've said in a couple of my videos before, been through a tough few weeks. And without being able to get out on them long runs, on the tempo runs, on the effort runs, where I know I have to do X, Y, and Z and focus on something, they really allowed me to clear my head. And week 3 was definitely when I started to realise that I can do this. And I'm only 3 weeks into this. This is an 8-month training programme, but I'm 3 weeks in, and I'm feeling strong. On the Saturday, I ran 9k. You know, 3 weeks ago, I couldn't run a mile. And actually learning about pacing, heart rate, having a better mind space, using it to clear my mind, just kept opening doors. And you know what? Week 3 is when I generally on this journey thought, I like running. And that led me on to last week. So last week was week 4, and week 4 was good again. As I said, week 3 allowed me to start enjoy running. So Monday's effort session they're always hard, but this is where, so just as a little add in as well, I used to smoke. I stopped smoking when I started this, just to, well, health, I guess. And I know it wasn't ever going to help the run. So still going strong on that, and I think that started to help as well. I've noticed my recovery, especially by week 4. You know, an effort might be really hard and I'll be breathing, my heart rate's high, but then I do manage to pull it back a lot quicker now and get ready for the next effort. So week 4 was the first time I noticed that. Messed the Wednesday run up, was meant to do a tempo run, which I did. I did everything by the book, but I picked a bit of a dodgy path, so I think I only did just over 5k, because it ended up being a bit of a trail run where I was running through mud about this thick and jumping over these little, you know, I'm going to be exaggerating if I called it a river, right? But it was a little stream, which I was jumping over. And my GoPro, probably the most interesting run I'd had so far, my GoPro froze. So that was brilliant. But managed to get through it, and I'm really pleased. And then that Saturday run was my long run, and it was the first time I'd ever run 10k in my life, 10.8k to be exact. And I'm not fast, by no means breaking any record. It was an hour and 20s run. I only covered 10.8 kilometres. You might be watching this and thinking, I do that in half hour and I can do that with my eyes closed. Fair enough. But I really enjoyed it. And the head clear, when you're out for that amount of time, it's fantastic. And especially coming up to Christmas, and now around Christmas time, it's something I'm relying on. I look forward to every single run for exactly that reason. And tomorrow I'm recording this on the Friday, but on Saturday I've got an hour and 40 to do. It's going to be fun, and I'm just looking forward to getting out. It's been a tough time around Christmas, so looking forward to getting out and clearing the head then. So if you are into stats, if you're into running, anyone watching this, on week 1 I was running 11-minute 43-second miles, which is very slow. I think you need to run 7 minutes to get in the army, so I don't think I'm going to get in the army anytime soon. But by week 4, that's down to 11:11, which is a just over 30-second drop, and I feel like I've got more pace in my legs if I really need to push it. I take all these from my long runs just because it's the same over time. If I do it from my efforts, it fluctuates a lot. And my length and distance, on week 1, my longest run was 5.6k, and on week 4, my longest run has been 10.8k, and likely to be around 13 by the time I go out tomorrow. Head-wise, you know, go through waves as I've put in videos before, but when I'm out there running, it clears my head a lot, which does help and helps me set me up for the rest of the day, I guess. Fitness-wise, week 1, didn't think I'd ever be able to do this. Week 4, feel like I can do it. Still a long way to go. I'll probably play this back to me when I'm having to run 3 hours at a time, but feeling like I can do it, feeling positive. So weight-wise, I started this at £253. I'll put something around here to convert that to kilograms. But now sitting at 247 to 248, so about a £5-6 drop. Currently on 3,000 calories a day, which is a lot. I've never actually eaten that much, believe it or not. Even looking at my size, probably have, to be honest. Let's be real. But weight will slowly come down. It's one of them, because when you burn, I'm 6'2". I'm a fairly muscly-ish, fat kind of guy, to be honest. And I need more calories just to survive. But then you have to balance what you're burning. So I burn, because I'm a bigger guy, I burn more on the runs, but then you have to consume more on your runs, just to keep your legs going and keep you feeling good. But I'm sure that will keep coming down, which makes me happy. It's going to take pressure off my joints and pressure off my legs as well, which is good. So just a few things that I've learned in the last 4 weeks, being a new runner, being a heavy runner, and some things that I have changed, I guess. The main one I've learned is don't do too much at once. There's nothing worse than picking up an injury when you've only just started. You're really enthusiastic to get into something. Being a bigger runner as well, I've learned that I need to recover. I can't do long distance at a fast pace at the moment. I also purchased this running vest. It's a Salomon Advanced Skin 12. You'll see in some of my videos I did have a water bottle I ran with in my hand, but that was becoming a bit awkward, to be honest. And on the longer runs, I need to take more fluid on, and that's actually a backpack I need to learn to run with, because it's what I want to take on the runs when I do them next August. So the more I can get used to that, when that is absolutely brilliant. Don't even feel I've got it on, and lets me carry as much liquid really as I need. It's been a fantastic purchase, and something I probably should have done from the start. Going to come more into its own in the longer runs. So I've got 1 hour and 40 tomorrow. I've got 2 hours next week. So that's when I definitely need something like that to put all my gels in, to put the camera in if I take it with me. It's just something what I'll be wearing and using. Starting this in the winter as well. So one thing I have learnt is don't go out freezing, don't go out in just shorts, but don't go out in too much clothing as well. So if you go out too cold, you never warm up at times, especially on your slow runs. But if you go out in too much clothing, it's a hassle to take your jacket off, put it in your back, or if you don't carry one on you, just suffer through the heating. Nobody wants to do that. But that's just a quick overview on my first month or 4 weeks of training towards these 7 ultra marathons in 7 days. Feeling okay in the training, feel good in the training. As I mentioned before, the last few weeks have been really hard, really tough in the head leading up to Christmas with losing Margot and things. And I don't think that's going to get any easier in the next few weeks. Just been trying to tick along at the minute, I think. There's some times and hours I just feel horrendous, and some other hours I feel absolutely fine, but it is a bit, take it hour by hour, day by day around times like this, times like Christmas, especially being our first without Margot. I remember last year, Stephanie and I were saying, oh, this is our last Christmas as a team. Next year we'll have Margot, we'll take her to Santa's Grotto and things like that. And actually, no, we've got another year as a two. Margot's going to be up there somewhere, but it's just not nice. It's just really hard. But I know I've been into detail around the first and first Christmas in my last video I put up, and if you want to watch that, please click around here and comment if you've got any experience or anything you can help to deal with them first. Bit of a different video, more of a running style video today. To be honest, I want to be able to look back on these sort of update videos when all this is said and done, and see how it's helped me, how different person I am. See the progress I can make. And hopefully you guys, if anyone's watching this and thinking, I want to stop running, I think it's going to help clear my head. I think it's going to help me in the grieving process. Then hopefully putting these out there will show you that anybody can do this. I'm no special individual. I'm just an overweight man trying to do something for charity. And I'll put my Just Giving link up here somewhere. If anyone wants to donate to the cause and donate to the marathons next August, and that would be highly appreciated. One of my last videos was doing a video on the charities I'm currently running for, and the charities what are gonna have helped Stephanie and I since we lost Margot, and something if we can give anything back to them like they gave to us, then I'll be a happy man. So no pressure to donate, but if you do want to donate, in the description below there'll be a link to a Just Giving page and a video on there, just explaining the charities, what I'm running for, what they do, how they've helped us, and how you can help them going forward. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this different type of video. Wish me luck in my long run tomorrow, and I'll see you next time.